Hi guys, Mel the Terrain Tutor here again, and I'd like to welcome you to a new sort of playlist. Uh, I'm all about making tutorials and showing you how to build terrain. Well, I like building terrain as well, and to be perfectly honest, I've got to sell some to get new models and that sort of stuff. That's how I fund my hobby. So what I thought would be a good idea is if I came up with like a playlist where I can show you what I'm doing as I go. Now I know I like teaching and I know that's what you're here for. Okay, so how much of interest these are to you, I don't know. But what I will say is I'm only going to be using techniques that I've done tutorials for, or I'm going to try to. So that way, theoretically, you should be able to follow along and follow my tutorials and do exactly the same sort of things. I mean, if I do come up with anything or I do something that I haven't done a video on yet, then I'll use that as an opportunity to make a quick tip and I'll link it in so you can follow along. Okay, so that's what this is about. This is me building my custom stuff and showing you what you can really do with these tutorials and other stuff. And the idea about custom terrain rather than just building hills and all sorts, okay, and things from scratch, is it's about getting pieces of terrain that already exist, that are made by manufacturers, and improving them and making them unique, making them your own. Okay, I mean, we've all had terrain where, it's out of the box, you bang it on the table and you're good to play. Brilliant. Got no problem with that whatsoever. It's about gaming. But at the same time, it's nice looking down at the table and seeing a piece of terrain that is unique. That it's a one of a kind. Even if it does sort of have parts from other, other manufacturers in it. You've customized it. So that's what this is about. This is me customizing. Anyway, let's go on to the actual what I'm going to be doing. Now, a while ago I did a review on these beauties. Gale Force 9's Battlefield in a Box, Gothic Terrain, Crumbling Remnants, and the Grand Vestibule. Vestibule, the big R. Oops. The big one. So there we have it. Okay, now I did a review on those. I'll throw a link up or put it in the description. Generally, the review was really good. I like them, okay? But if you want more information on that, check the links. But let's crack on, and I'll show you what I've got and what I'm planning. So, shall we go cameras down? First cameras down in 2014, guys. Let's get stuck in. Okay. Oh, and on this side, you can see me brew. And on this side, you can see their Crumbling Remnants, which are two smallish pieces. Okay, and the Grand Vestibule, yeah, which is a hell of a piece, to be perfectly honest. When you sort of line them out, they come roughly, if I remember correctly, I think it was 12 inches. Yeah, 12 inches. Okay, so obviously these are freestanding pieces and I could put bases on them and you could use them individually, but I think this is such a good piece of terrain, yeah, that it's deserving of a centerpiece piece. Now I was thinking about it. Obviously I'm going to base it, yeah, obviously I'm going to have to build in floors and that sort of stuff. Although it's great putting this straight down on the table, I like to actually try and blend it in, even if it's only with a couple of inches round the base. Okay, if with static grass and whatever I'm doing. Now I thought about the genres to place it in, and I did think heavily about doing it in a futuristic apocalyptic sort of world, sort of a crumbling city part. But then I thought to myself, that's great, but it'll be a one-off architecture in that situation. How hard would it be to sort of make it tailor look to the other buildings and that sort of thing? And to be perfectly honest, I've been watching a lot of the Lord of the Rings movies recently, and I've got a hankering for something fantasy. So what I'm going to do is it's going to be a crumbled down, some sort of fantasy ruins, okay, overgrown. You get the idea. Now, with that in mind, I thought, right, what can we do? How can we base this? And I thought, well, how about it's like on a mountain top and it's sort of carved out of the rocks, and I could sort of ingrain, build onto the rocks so you could see where the structure was coming out of the rocks. Then I thought, well, let's be honest, okay, it's already pretty big. to give any sort of realism, I'm going to have to mount it on at least that much foam board, which will make it a huge piece. Okay, and a bit OTT for storage and, you know, all sorts of things. So the natural thing to do is sort of take it down. If I can't go up, just level it down but make it smooth. And so what I've decided on, I'm going to use about an inch thick of polystyrene, and it's probably going to be with a white poly. You know, I'll have a look to see if I can pick up some pink poly that's what you call it, an inch thick, and see what I can do with it. But I don't want it too high. What I will do though is I'll extend the front of it. Okay, so if you imagine it's there, okay, the base will go on, and then I'll extend the front down here, making it more of a pear-shaped piece. Okay, and what that'll allow me to do is it'll give me some room to add in some tree stumps and some stones and some stairs and some things which sort of like bring it to life. Yeah, obviously I've got to fix in here, because obviously this would just be flat, and I've got to figure out what I'm going to do there. Yeah, so we'll work on that once the base is sort of on and I've got the ideas. I mean, I could do a pit in the middle, but if you've got any suggestions, guys, throw them in the videos, throw them in the comments. I'm always interested. Anyway, this is what I'm going to be working on. I don't know how long I'm going to be working on it. I've been working on the Modular Hills tutorial for about a month now, it appears. That will be finished really soon, guys, because I want to get that up, done and dusted. So anyway, welcome to the Conversion Corner. Follow along. Hope you find it interesting, guys, and I will see you in the next vid. If you like what I do, subscribe, like it. Please comment. I like hearing from you. You know, I prefer comments over likes, but likes are good as well. Yeah, and subscribes are great. I'm telling you, mate, what's the word? Feffing. I can say feffing. It's feffing brilliant. All the best, guys. You have a good time. Ta-ra.